It's days before Christmas 2022 and the new year is looming. 2022 saw a drastic shift in the real estate market from experiencing one of the highest market highs that we saw in the first quarter to one of the slowest fall real estate markets Toronto has seen in the past 30 years. I'm Jonathan Lee, real estate sales representative based out of Toronto with Keller Realty, and in today's video, I'm going to give you some market watchouts and predictions for 2023. Some of these predictions will seem a bit bold, and I suggest educating yourself with other market professionals, including economists and analysts, before basing any decisions to buy or sell real estate, but use your own judgment with all it takes to make an informed decision. Now let's get into it. Prediction number 1. Real estate values will see low growth for most of 2023. Between 2018 and 2020, the total sales of residential real estate in the city of Toronto, including all condos, averaged about 31,000 units per year. Toronto consistently sells between 30,000 and 32,000 residential units per year, and of course, as more housing is built in the city, that number will go up. However, 2021, which was a very active year in real estate, saw 43,000 residential sales in the city, which actually borrowed transactions from the future. And this summer of 2022 was a time of reckoning when the market began to shift. I'm expecting 2022 to wrap up at around 28,000 transactions or so, which doesn't sound so bad, but about 65% of those sales happened in the first 6 months of the year. We would need to finish 2023 at about 25,000 residential sales to have a 3-year average between 2021 and 2023 of about 32,000 residential sales per year. This would be about 20% fewer transactions than a typical year, so not a small amount. I predict the first 6 months of 2023 to be a slower market before buyers start shopping for deals next fall. But if you're a savvy buyer, the best deals will likely be this coming spring. Prediction number 2. Urban land values will start rising. There are mandates to build on more of the green belt in the Greater Toronto area, and in Toronto proper, they're encouraging laneway and garden suites, which are basically second homes that you build in your backyard. Locally in Toronto, new condo developments are being fast-tracked, and they're actively encouraging building new housing all across the city. I think this will eventually bleed over into other municipalities surrounding Toronto as well. Properties that have wider or deeper lots will start commanding higher premium prices than they already do. New construction costs are still high, and we're still in a labor shortage, so we're not going to see a rapid appreciation of land over the next year. But a deeper, say 150 or 200 foot lot depth will now offer significantly more utility than the standard 100 foot depth. And I think buyer interest will rise for these types of properties, and market prices will begin reflecting that. Now, before I get into my other market predictions and watchouts, do me a favor, if you're enjoying this content, please click the like button. It's how YouTube knows that this content is worth sharing. And if you want to see more content like this, please click subscribe and ring the bell, as I'm planning on doing a video a week in 2023, and you'll want to see my market analysis moving forward. If you want to chat more about what opportunities might exist for you in Toronto in 2023, or are interested in how your local market or neighborhood is performing, you can book a call with me through Calendly by clicking on the link below in the description. Now let's jump back in. Prediction number 3. Interest rates will rise again early in the new year and stay flat through mid to late 2023. This isn't a hot take. This is a consensus that I've been hearing from mortgage brokers and market economists. I'm hearing we most likely have 1 or 2 more rate hikes ahead of us in Q1 of 2023. Nothing drastic, most likely 0.25% rate hikes each. But inflation numbers are lagging, and the expectations are by Q2, the numbers will have topped out. And as we let the high interest rates do its job handling inflation, we won't need to raise them further. Prediction 4. New developments will be low or flat for 2023. Though Toronto's housing crisis continues and new developments are practically being stamped for approval upon application, due to the low prices in the resale condo markets and the number of assignments that are expected to hit the market in the next year or so, new developments can't sell and build profitably, what with the high cost of construction and labor. This has caused many projects to be shelved until the real estate market rebounds. With limited new inventory hitting the market in 2023, this will lead to a further tightening of prices. Prediction 5. Some builders will start to become banks. This is a pretty creative take, but you know how car dealerships will actually make money by selling you financing when you buy one of their cars? My idea is, since the margins for building new construction has dropped so much, some builders might actually start a financial services arm and make purchasing a mortgage through them a requirement of buying pre-constructions to make up for the difference in the margins that they lost in the construction. In some ways, this might actually also protect the builders from buyers defaulting on their sale. Prediction 6. Some builders will convert their condo projects to rental apartments with the intention of converting them back to condos at a later date. This isn't exactly a new thing. There are a number of older buildings around the city that were originally apartment buildings or co-ops and later had a condo corporation established and units sold off. But rents are high now, so rather than cancel projects completely, builders might build them, rent them out, and then sell them later. Now some watchouts. Here are some of my watchouts for 2023. Watchout 1. Market perception versus reality. The real estate boards tend to report numbers on a year-over-year versus month-over-month basis. This partially makes sense from a seasonality perspective, as when you see the numbers drop off, say between November and December, it will seem a lot more drastic when you examine those numbers month-over-month, except for the fact that it happens every year leading into Christmas. However, January to March 2022 saw a rapid rise in real estate prices, and in Q1 of 2023, the year-over-year comparison may actually paint the Toronto real estate market in a much more dire situation than it actually is in. I'm not saying average prices won't drop further than what they are. It's possible that they do. I just don't expect a significant drop off from where it already is, and I think the media reporting might make it look much worse. I'll be doing monthly market update videos with real month-over-month sales figures, so if you want to see these videos, again, click subscribe. Market watchout 2, the fine line of interest rates. The Bank of Canada has made clear that their mandate with rising interest rates is to stop inflation. But while the buzz is that we're near the top and interest rates should stop rising soon, what happens if 4 months down the line, inflation rates are well past the targeted 2% per year? What if they need to raise interest rates another 2 or 3% in order to hit those inflation targets? And what happens if doing so not only triggers all those people on variable rate mortgages, but also those that are renewing their mortgages from purchases from 2018 and prior? Would the Bank of Canada truly blast on through no matter the cost? Watch out number 3. Immigration. The federal government talked about bringing in new immigrants by the year 2024, and that's exciting. But there's an assumption that immigrants with deep pockets will be coming into Canada and reviving our economy and supporting our aging population. But for anyone that has a pulse on what new immigrants actually feel about living in Canada and what reputation we're fostering, it's that Canada doesn't have the same family and immigrant-friendly reputation as it did prior to the 2010s, where if you work hard, are educated and diligent, you can live a comfortable life and find success as a newcomer. Nowadays, hard work alone doesn't even guarantee you a place to rent. Educated immigrants from in-demand professions with healthy savings have options. And the narrowing road for success in Canada makes it less attractive to those that would propel our economy furthest. I do believe that we'll be attracting a lot of migrants, but I expect moving forward we'll be attracting a lot more political or climate or war-torn migrants that have fewer options, more than those that have a number of options and are instead just looking for a more comfortable life than what their home country offers them. Personally, I don't really think Toronto offers that anymore. What this means is we'll probably have people filling in the lower wage job vacancies, but they probably won't have secure housing. So while in the past, immigration had been a strong boost to our economy and of course our real estate market, I don't think we'll see the same boost. And in the future, the majority of buyers in our real estate market will be local, which over 10 or 20 years may end up leading to a classist structure of homeownership. Watch out number 4, food insecurity and extreme climate events driving further inflation and food prices. I wonder about the next extreme climate event and how it will affect crops through flood, drought, or fire, and how that will affect food prices in the future. Further, with Ukraine's war ongoing and Ukraine being Europe's breadbasket, there won't be a harvest next year. I expect wheat and flour to be at a shortage and goods produced from it to be more expensive going into next spring. Obviously, further food insecurity will drive up food prices, contributing to inflation, which can't be controlled by interest rates. Watch out number 5, further geopolitical instability. Winston Churchill said, "Beware driving men to desperation, as even a cornered rat is dangerous." As we take our first steps into the next global recession, I start to wonder what the next black swan event will be in the not too distant future. Globally, we have large populations of people that feel like they're on the precipice of financial, personal, or political collapse, and it may only take a minor event to trigger something that expands on the global scale. Obviously, the war in Ukraine is a big one that hangs overhead. I don't have anything specific to this, but this recession does feel different than it did in 2009. So that's it from me. What do you guys expect from the real estate market in 2023? Leave your comments down below. Let's start a dialogue. Before wrapping up, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe. It costs you nothing, and I have so much more good content coming up soon. I'll see you guys on the next one.